You're probably wondering what we're doing up here on a mountaintop at dawn looking down on whipped cream fog, with the music from a kid's nature film, without the usual British narrator to tell you what rare birds we're looking for. Well, you're right to wonder. I started out to make a film about the quality of the light you see at this hour, a sort of epic poem to Mother Nature. Only it didn't work out that way. Here on the Pacific Rim, at the edge of the continent, facing a natural barrier, the Pacific Ocean, somewhere under all that fog, many people find life perched here on the fault line, as close to paradise as they want to come. They are yuppies and they ride bicycles and have BMW cars. This film is not about yuppies. This film is about the people who have the right stuff, people who can reach the edge of the envelope and pinch its bottom. For these people, the world is too crowded, regulated, humdrum, boring, and ordinary. Here is a mature, successful lawyer leaving his Marin mansion in the morning. Some place, huh? Probably has a hot tub. His life was humdrum until he decided to let a little sunshine in. Yes, Virginia, this is a film about having fun on a motorcycle. I thought I'd make a film about high-speed commuting. So I sped up the film to give you an idea of this man's ride to work. It's not for everyone. Of course, if you ride like this through traffic, you could get in a lot of trouble. When I got up at the crack of dawn to make my nature film, the only other humans out were birdwatchers and motorcyclists. I tossed a coin and decided to follow the motorcyclist. Besides, do I look like the Audubon Society type? Every Sunday morning, while most people are asleep, a large group of cafe racers have what they call the Sunday morning ride. There is no formal structure to the ride. It is not a club. There are no officers, no dues, and no membership lists.
I think it really started by accident. It was started by an Englishman, Peter Adams. He had a motorcycle shop over in Sausalito. And he had I think a Norton. And he had a friend in Inverness. And he'd go up every Sunday to eat breakfast with his friend. Well, he started by himself. Then pretty soon a friend came along. When about the third person showed up, the guy couldn't feed them, so they had decided to go to a restaurant. And that's how it got started. So I think it was kind of started by accident, but it's been going on ever since. And it just attracts people by word of mouth. I performance tune motorcycles to support my Sunday morning ride habit. The Sunday morning ride started in 1956 and has been going on for 30 years, and I've been riding the Sunday morning ride for 29 years. It's unique, very unique.
Can you describe what it is to us?
I think it's a spiritual thing because people gather together out here to have fun. I look forward to it. I can't hardly sleep on a Saturday night. Every Sunday, I wait for this ride because it's exciting. The road changes, the weather changes, and the people change.
There's nice people here and everything. Good old Bill and Jesse and...
Tell us about your friend.
About my friend. This one, Armida. Armida is from New Zealand. Armida's been riding since about July. Did you start?
Yeah.
Yeah. She rides a Honda 750. And she has a good time. This is about her third time out. She's a good sport about it.
I've been riding since about 81, and I've been out here most of that time. Last year I was injured from something else, not motorcycles, so I took off. But I've been riding, I have an RZ now, and that's really great. And it's fun, it's just a lot of fun.
You ride other places, and you don't want to be up there when the other people are. These riders are real respectful of one another on the road, which is kind of hard to find, with this size group of people.
Well, they come around 7, they're here till 8 for 1 hour. They just come inside, have coffee, relax out.
They bother you at all?
No, not at all. Well, most of them are nice, and all of them are, no trouble.
Do police bother them here?
Well, sometimes, yeah. But not around here, but when they go up here, they cross this line because it's double line. Some of them get tickets. But they have the spirit, I like that.
It might be more dangerous than staying home watching TV, but yeah, I'm sure it's dangerous. But that's part of the thrill.
Did you ever see Goodbye, Mr. Chips movie? Well, that's what I feel like. I've been out here so long, because I see all these people come and go. Like my son, he's not here today. When he was 5 years old, I put him on the tank, and now he's beating me, He's got a faster motorcycle.
Formerly an exclusively male sport, today women riders are right up there with the men. Everything in this film was shot in real time, except some slow motion sequences. It took getting up way before dawn every Sunday for several years to capture the ride on film. The fact that this ride is potentially deadly heightens the thrill and sets this apart from playing golf or tennis.
It's been called a race, but it isn't. It's a ride, a Sunday morning ride. It attracts all types of people. People come here because they want to enjoy themselves. There's very fast riders out here. There's very slow riders. But nobody can get lost, and if you have any trouble, you always have somebody around to help you. If somebody comes out, say, without a helmet or wearing tennis shoes, we say, hey, get your act together. So very seldom you see anybody come out here that's not really prepared. The brotherhood aspect of it is really the most important thing. It's something you can do all by yourself with a group of people, but you're still riding all by yourself. So you're alone, but you're with a group. And I think that's the thing that makes it really fantastic. I raced professionally for 12 years. Quarter mile, half mile, hill climb, TT, road race, grass track. The only thing I haven't done is ice racing simply because there was no ice. But of all the things I've ever done, this is the most fun. And it's the thing that's lasted the most. Because there's no pressure out here. It's a very beautiful thing. Otherwise you wouldn't be out here.
When you blast down a road like this, anything can happen. This road is not closed. The angel of death can decide at any moment that it's your turn.
Well, when I was a kid, my mom would not let me have a motorcycle because it was too dangerous. So later on, many years later, I finally got the opportunity to get my first motorcycle. And they are a lot of fun. It's like childhood revisited. The Sunday morning ride is just kind of the quintessence of freedom, motorcycle freedom. The faster you go, the more you have to concentrate. You cannot let your mind wander. If you let your mind wander, you fall off or you hit something.
Here, overlooking the ocean, the ride takes a 10-minute break before beginning the much faster second half. This beautiful countryside attracts tourists who, in their Winnebagos, will be clogging this road in a few hours. This highway has no crossroads and very few driveways, making it an ideal place to ride. The ride proceeds slowly and quietly through the town. Everyone stops for the stop sign and proceeds in order until outside the town speed limit. Then the ride continues.
What are we out here doing?
I'm out here looking at the early morning shorebirds on Bolinas Lagoon, looking for a possible rare bird that's new in the area. The noise of the motorcycles does disturb the birds, and it makes them more difficult to spot because they fly off because they're scared of the birds. That's the motorcycle business. After these spikes go by before the birds calm down enough to be able to watch them again.
About the Sunday ride? Why do you come?
To be able to use exotic motorcycles to their close to their extremes.
I enjoy breaking the law.
It's just more fun than staying home and watching TV or going to church or watching a baseball game.
It's a whole lot of reasons, you know. It's the camaraderie, it's the getting out and going fast, and an opportunity where there's relatively few cars and a relatively safe road to do it on, and the challenge of trying to get away with it, I guess.
The Sterling Company, because I've been doing it for years and years and years, and it's a habit I can't get out of.
I've been doing it with my father since I was 14, either on the back or on the front. It's always just been a fun thing to do on a Sunday.
It's better than going to church. This is the church.
Well, just look around. It's early, it's bright, it's clear. I get to ride. There's a lot of people around I like to talk to, and
It's just a general good time.
It gets me up on Sunday mornings. I love it.
You don't mind the cold?
No, the cold's good. Keeps you aware. I don't know, I like the road a lot.
I try to learn different lines in the road.
Can't help myself. I don't know, it's the most exciting ride I do every week. And I ride a lot. I don't know, I think it's mainly the company of other riders of a like nature.
Well, I just like to come out here and freeze my ass off with you guys.
A lot of fun.
It's thrilling.
The biggest single thing I love about it is the discipline it takes to get up that early in the morning. I love it. It's the night before. You try not to get too loaded. You're up by 6:30. It's exhilarating on a morning like this especially. And you're back in time for football. I like the people too.
I had to get up early. Beautiful out. Winter, got to take advantage of the weather, right? And I just love the feeling of the world passing by, but you're still in it. So that there's this music being made in the road, and you're part of the music. You're just a note floating down the road.
I come out here for the people, sharing a common experience with everybody when they're at their best, no matter what they're like the rest of the week. On Sunday mornings, they're great fellows to be with. It gets me out in the morning for a little fresh air and exercise, a little bit of thrill in an otherwise very humdrum kind of life where you spend all day in a building. And there's our glorious sunrises every morning. I get up in the fog, and as I cross the bridge, the sun is coming up, and I start seeing some sunshine.
It's an experience that slowly grew on me. At first, I only did it monthly, but now if I don't do it, something's missing for the rest of the week.
Just it's exciting, and a lot of fresh air, and great people.
I like the people that come here, and I enjoy the ride. So yeah, it's a neat thing. Meet nice people and learn about your bike. How far you can go with it, and you learn every time you go out there. I know where my limits are. I know when to stop.
At this stop sign, the riders choose where to have breakfast. If you turn right here, you can ride for another 10 miles before breakfast.
Back on the ride.
I told her she was attractive, and she said, so are you. And after that,
I was taking photographs, taking all these photographs in between bikes, laying on the ground, and he's a photographer, so that gave him the courage to come up to me and
undiscovered
say,
photographer.
You need jam, and you need ketchup.
Keep on telling English all the way. The writer.
Nein.
Don't put in the ketchup.
Okay, Chris?
There's no particular reason why I think, no one reason why we enjoy the Sunday morning ride. It's a combination of a bunch of different things. You meet a bunch of good people, you get to see some beautiful countryside, and you get to push yourself mentally and physically as fast as you can, 100%. And this is one place that I do push myself 100%, and really no part of my life do I do that, except out here. And It's something I've always liked to do since I was a little kid, is ride motorcycles, and I've been riding out here for about 7 years now, rain or shine, on anything I had on 2 wheels that worked. And eventually it evolved into motorcycle racing for me, and I always felt I would start racing once I could stay up towards the front with some of the veterans of the ride, and that happened finally last year, and I decided to start racing. So I haven't given up the ride though, and I don't think I ever will.
All right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was broken from before. I'm just
we all wear helmets. I've seen friends take low-speed falls that really shouldn't amount to anything. They fall on their helmet, a big gouge in the helmet. I'd hate to think of that in their head. So definitely wear the helmet, even to go around the block.
Do you get any criticism from other people in the medical profession for riding a motorcycle?
Oh, sure. But this is my problem, not theirs. They can think what they want to, but generally, you know, I ride to work.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a doctor.
What sort of medicine?
Surgeon. I had a hard fall in the rain, and I was here at the hospital for a few days. And it was a simple thing. It just to turn a little too fast and slick pavement, but it's made me very aware of road surfaces. I'm probably the oldest guy, but there are many people I would take to be in their 50s, and some teenagers, and I think probably all levels of education and you know, training and skills and so on. This is a cross-section of all sorts of people.
What is it that gets you to come out and do this on these cold mornings?
Oh, I don't know. Challenge, I guess. Makes me feel good.
Keeps you alive.
Yeah, do something different. Right.
Do you find it scary at all?
A little bit, sure. I think that's the challenge. You feel like you're living dangerously. You're really not, but you feel like you might be a little.
You meet a lot of nice people out here because, number one, they sort of leave their troubles behind. And when they do get together, they have this motorcycle experience in common. And it's a spiritual thing. It's a brotherhood thing. It's a lot of fun.
Well, for me, there's not a really big difference. You know, when I'm out on the racetrack, no matter what position I'm in, I'm generally just riding my own race and going as fast as I can safely. And it's not a big difference out here. You know, I go as fast as I can at the speed I feel safe at. And when I'm on the track, I'm generally just riding my own race, and I don't get, you know, mentally hooked up and determined to beat another rider and the competitiveness of it all. I just go as fast as I can. Something uncallable.
This is a great place to ride exotic motorcycles. Two of the current state-of-the-art and exotic bikes are seen here. Two highly illegal 500cc Suzuki Gammas. Here with a 750cc Suzuki GSXR. The Gammas are not imported into this country because they cannot meet the EPA standards for exhaust emissions. The Gammas are two-stroke motorcycles.
Are you arresting these guys?
Fortunately for us, the Gammas look very much like the legal GSXR.
Nope. Okay. What do you think about these motorcycles here?
They're legal. They're fine. Doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Okay.
Good luck.
I guess it's only fair to give the final word to the men who usually have it. Excuse me, sir, but what do you think of this film?
No comment.